Hello everyone, I'm here today to do another review for the Booker longlist, and that is for Light Perpetual by Francis Spufford. Um, I listened to this in audiobook, so just heads up on that. But so this book follows five children in the 40s in London that went to school together and they were killed by a bomb. And it's kind of a thing of what would have happened to these people if they would not have been dead by this bomb. How would their lives would be? And it follows that hypothetical life from that moment until, I don't know, pretty much until they die, till they're really old. And there are all kinds of people. So there is a man that becomes a state agent. There is a black man that works in the bus. There is a lady that goes to the US to be a musician. All kinds of people, and we just basically just follow their lives. And some of them are more fancy than others, but yeah, they all have some kind of element of interest. So when I started this book, it started strong for me because it has a very descriptive language in a way that vibes with me. So the first chapter describes this bomb that killed these children, and it describes it in a very detailed but also very scientific way, and the way that all the pieces will separate and the light will interact with those pieces and stuff like that. I really enjoy. And as the book goes through, the tone of the writing changes a bit, but it's still very descriptive and very beautiful. And the audiobook does an amazing job with it as well, like all the voices and all the accents and all of that. It's very well done in the audiobook as well. It's obviously it's in London, so it has London accents and different kinds of accents depending on the social class of the people that we're talking about. All that is really well done, and I really enjoyed the writing on this. About the stories, I think that the stories were all interested in their own right. The way that we follow these different people, all these stories, I think they were very interesting in their own right, and I did want to listen to most of the people. But I think that, to be honest, the thing that didn't work in this book is this plot device of making these five people connected, because they went to school and then they die in this bomb. But what happens if they didn't? That never comes up again. These five lives are completely separate from each other. They're barely interacted with any other thing apart from the beginning. And there is only the mention of like this kind of circular thing, or the mention to the bomb and the fact that these lives actually didn't happen. It's just mentioned in the last paragraph or something like that. And so we just follow these people that have nothing to do, and it's like five short stories of these five different people, and they're chopped in different sections, and you just read these short stories separate, like in portions, which I think it was a really weird device because they are not connected to each other. So I don't think that worked at all. I don't think that this. I think that the author just wanted to tell these five stories of five random people in this time period in London, which were very interesting things, and he didn't know how to connect them with each other. So he came up with this device of killing them at the beginning all together and then say, what if they haven't? And then they continue with their lives. So yeah, I don't think that worked. I think just it felt like a very artificial way of telling these stories. I would just rather have preferred to read five short stories from these five different people, or maybe, like, I don't know, try to connect them more together so that it makes sense that you're telling those stories together. I don't know, but that device for sure did not work how I think the author was intending. So although I enjoyed the stories themselves and I enjoy the writing a lot, I do think that this book has a very fundamental flaw in the premise. And yeah, I don't think it was successful at what it was trying to do, even if it was successful in other things. So yeah, it's very difficult for me to write this one or to like say, because I did like the book and I like I enjoyed the reading experience. I like the language. I like the stories. But like yeah, the fact that I was cut from one story to go to the next one when they had nothing to do with each other. A lot of people these days seems to be writing stories in multi-perspective. It seems to be a trend, and maybe the author just wanted to jump into that trend here. I don't know, but it just didn't work. Like it really didn't work. So yeah, it's a pity because if it would have been a different premise of a different device, I think this author has a really good chance of making something really good. I will be interested in reading more from this author, but yeah, this one, yeah, the premise was just too weird. Like I don't know why that was necessary, and we have been talking in the Discord about it, and I don't think anyone knows why was necessary. So I guess it's just not that, not me alone. But yeah, other than that, I did enjoy the book. I did enjoy, especially the audiobook is really good. So if you are looking to reading this, maybe the audiobook is the way to go. And yeah, I to be honest, I don't think, even though I enjoyed the book, I don't think it's gonna make it to the shortlist because the premise really doesn't work. So yeah, that those are my feelings in this book. I hope you enjoy my thoughts. Let me know if you have read it and what you think about it. And until next video, bye!